Hi, Tamika Mosley, and today I want to talk about a question that someone asked me on YouTube was what diet does my sickle cell child eat to keep him away from hydroxyurea, keep him away from monthly transfusion, and keep him living a healthy, energized, pain-free life while living with sickle cell disease and doing it the natural way. So I'm going to talk about some foods that he actually eats. But first of all, let me say this. Yes, it's extremely important to eat healthy, okay? But I don't want people to get so caught up on that when it comes to sickle cell because I'm going to tell you this. As long as you have even flow and liquid chlorophyll, no matter what somebody's diet is like, that's going to really manage and prevent crisis from attacking the body because even flow manages the root cause in sickle cell disease, not symptoms, not like not like all this other medication and antibiotics and monthly transfusions and hydrocodone, all this stuff. This stuff just manages symptoms, and when you're managing symptoms, you're not going to ever heal naturally. So you have to manage the root cause. So just know that no matter what diet your child has, the even flow, the chlorophyll will definitely keep crises away. Now, you have two other things that you have to realize is keeping the gut healthy. A lot of sickle cell kids take tons of antibiotics all the time, and that's dangerous for the gut because every time you take an antibiotic, it rips all the good bacteria out of the gut. So you want to make sure your child also takes a probiotic to heal the gut, and you want to make sure they're taking a natural antibiotic that's going to keep the immune system strong. Because if they get sick or if they get an infection, and if you don't address the infection immediately and get it under control, that can throw a person into a crisis. So back to the food. What should a diet look like with a person that has sickle cell? I get that question a lot. And what I tell people is it's not about sickle cell, but everybody should be eating the same diet, whether you have sickle cell, whether you don't. Okay? We all should be consuming the same foods, plant-based foods. Genesis 1:29, God said, I've given you every seed-bearing plant on the face of the earth, and it's ours for food. So he's already put medicinal properties in the plant-based foods. So it's important that we eat plenty plant-based foods. That's leafy green vegetables, fruit, raw unsalted nuts, sprouted grains, seeds. When I say seeds, like flax seeds, things of that nature. So we want to make sure we eat plenty plant-based foods, beans, legumes, things of that nature. And if you're going to eat meat, just make sure that it's organic. Make sure it's wild caught. Make sure it's grass-fed. You don't want to eat a lot of stuff that contains, a lot of the meats contains nitrates and nitrites and antibiotics. So you want to stay away from that. Just read the labels, and on there, it will tell you if it has nitrates or nitrites or if it does not. So typically on a daily basis, my son has either cereal for breakfast, and that's going to be cereal that's actually organic, non-GMO, gluten-free. Not always gluten, but definitely non-GMO and organic. Now, we don't do any dairy. Dairy is horrible. Conventional dairy builds up tons of inflammation and mucus inside the body. So you don't want to consume conventional dairy. But we do almond milk, coconut milk, goat milk, even A2 milk. A2 milk is from Jersey cows, and Jersey cows have never been injected with antibiotics or growth hormones. So that's the problem with the conventional dairy, the yogurt, the conventional dairy, the cheese, the butter. The reason that is so unhealthy and it builds up inflammation because they pump the cows up with all these antibiotics and all these growth hormones. And the cows are eating all the GMOs. And then we turn around and we consume this. And at the end of the day, we think that we're healthy drinking a big tall glass of milk, but all we're drinking is a lot of pus, hormones, and antibiotics, which is horrible because it, again, can lead to leaky gut, can lead to diabetes, autoimmune disease, cancer, and so much more. So no conventional dairy. My son likes asparagus. He likes broccoli. He likes green beans. He likes cabbage. So I try to find the leafy greens that they do like. Now, my middle child, picky, picky, picky. Does not like anything but what I tell him. You will eat vegetables. So you pick out what vegetables that you want to eat, and then that's what we'll stick with. But they eat lots of fruit, oranges, bananas, apples, pears, berries, strawberries, blueberries. They consume a lot of that, a lot of raw nuts. Make sure it's unsalted. They do eat turkey sandwiches, but again, I buy Applegate or Coleman brand. But just make sure on the packet that it says no nitrates, no nitrites, no antibiotics. We get that, and I use sprouted grain bread. Don't get 100% wheat because wheat is processed and it's horrible too. So they'll eat sandwiches with sprouted grain bread, organic mustard or organic mayo, things of that nature. Let's see. They like chicken fried rice, but again, all the ingredients are going to be organic. When you get the rice, I'll either get the long grain jasmine rice, things of that nature. So it's all about picking and choosing the right ingredients. So we don't use sea salt. We use Pink Himalayan salt because Pink Himalayan is from the earth. It contains over 70 plus trace minerals that our body actually needs on a daily basis just to survive and be healthy. We don't do white sugar. We do coconut sugar. I don't do white flour because it's bleached. And in the bleached white flour, it can lead to diabetes and other health issues. So when I buy flour, I make sure to get unbleached, or I'll do coconut flour, almond flour. You have sprouted grain flour. There are so many different healthier flours that you can buy. And I normally get Bob's Red Mill brand. So these are some of the things that Aiden eats. Pretty much just plant-based foods. Now, if he does have a bad day, go to a birthday party, and if he eats pizza or if he has a piece of cake, what I would do probably for 1 week is give him milk thistle. And milk thistle is a great herb. Not only does it activate glutathione inside of the body, which glutathione is a mothership of all antioxidants and it's extremely important. But I give him the milk thistle to actually detox the liver and push all that junk out. Also liquid chlorophyll. Chlorophyll also act as a detoxification as well. So I just make sure that I follow up with chlorophyll. I mean, you can give your child chlorophyll daily anyway because chlorophyll is a great addition to Even Flo. But chlorophyll is a great detox, and it'll keep all that junk and things out of the body and keep the liver cleansed and things of that nature. So pretty much lean organic proteins, leafy green vegetables, fruit. Whenever we eat bread, it's going to be aluminum free or it's going to be on sprouted grain bread. We do eat hot dogs. But again, it's going to be no nitrates, no nitrites, or it's going to be grass-fed. Now, we don't do this a lot. For the most part, we do chicken, turkey, lots of vegetables, lots of fruit, nuts. For snacks, I do get these little health bars from Trader Joe's or whatever your local store is. But the bars are always gluten-free, non-GMO, and organic as well. So again, there's so much you can choose from, and everything that has turned bad, you can still get it good. You just have to go to the organic section or know how to select healthier options. Read the labels. If you're reading the labels and you can't pronounce what's in it, you probably should not be eating it. So just make sure that you buy real food, and real food has energy. Real food fuels our bodies and our tissues and our cells and things of that nature. So, okay, I hope that was helpful. But yeah, the whole ultimate goal is keeping our body alkaline versus acidic. Because once we become acidic, that's when sickness and illness and crises can happen and just all types of chronic conditions can set in. But when our body is alkaline, then it's really hard for sickness to dwell in an alkaline environment. And that's where we want to be. But for maintaining a full, long, healthy, pain-free life with sickle cell disease, Even Flo chlorophyll is going to be your best friend. And then, just start there and then work on everything else. It can definitely be, I know it's overwhelming, but and I've been doing this for 10 years. So it's definitely a process. So you don't want to become so overwhelmed, but just, take one step at a time. Because for me, I couldn't buy all organic in the beginning and still can't buy all organic today. But I started out just buying fruits and vegetables, just to get into that routine. Lots of fruits, lots of vegetables. But there's a spray that you can buy that you can spray on all your fruits and vegetables that can get rid of some of that pesticides and herbicides and all that junk that's in the food. Or you can actually soak your food in apple cider vinegar to kill a lot of that, stuff that they put in the foods. But just slowly work your way up to it. And then, I started out with all organic. Then I started out going to, okay, gluten-free, because my middle son is actually sensitive to gluten. If he eats too much of it, he'll start getting headaches. So I'm focusing on that now, but it was non-GMOs, because GMOs are also carcinogenic and not the healthiest. So it's just a process. So just start off really slow, taking baby steps, and then till you advance to where you want to be. But just know the important things that you should not be eating versus what you should be eating. Okay, if you have any questions, just let me know. And hope all is going well for you. And get the Even Flo. All right, take care.